Today we're going to be diving into color mixing. So far this year, we studied other elements of art like line and shape and form. We explored perspective and scale, and now we're ready to paint and learn about color theory. So today we're really going to learn about the basics of how different colors interact. So let's get started. For this exercise, you will need a piece of paper, preferably watercolor paper or something a little thicker than computer paper. You'll need watercolors or acrylics if you have them, a cup or jar of water. You should have color pencils that I had given you, a brush, and a rag or a paper towel to dry your brush. I would recommend not working on carpet. You do want to be working on a hard surface. Maybe put newspaper underneath to protect your table. So to start, I have my brush and water, and I'm gonna do the three primary colors. So the three primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. So I'm gonna grab some water, and I'm just going to make a little swatch of red. Okay, a little swatch of red. It's important that you clean your brushes with water and dry it with a towel or a rag in between each color so as not to muddy your paints. So I have red, yellow, and blue. Primary colors are called primary colors because you cannot mix any other color to make these three colors. You cannot mix any two colors together to mix blue, to create blue. If you mix two of the primary colors together, you get what's called a secondary color. The secondary colors are, who knows? If you are thinking purple, orange, and green, you are correct. If you have a tub of watercolor like this, you will have purple, orange, and green. But our goal here is to use only the primary colors to mix other colors. So if we take some red, and then we take some blue, I wonder what's going to happen when these two colors mix. We get purple. Purple. Now you might be thinking, that purple's kind of dull. If you want a more intense purple, you can use magenta and cyan, which is actually what printers use to make purple. Inkjet printers. So these are watercolor pencils. So I can do the same thing here. A little bit of blue, a little bit of magenta. And let's see what happens when I add the water. These turn into watercolors and make a nice purple. That's a little bluish, so what do I want to add? Some more magenta. And now I am very happy with that purple. So that's how you make purple: red, blue, or cyan, and magenta. But what about green, you may be thinking? So green is made by yellow and blue. Ding, ding, ding. And look at that green. Beautiful. The last secondary color is orange. So we're going to go into our yellow. And the last primary to possibly make that is red. Beautiful. Look at that orange. So now we have our primaries and our secondaries. One other important thing is, how do I make a color less intense? How do I make it more neutral? How do I make it a little closer to brown or gray? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna add the color's complement, or the opposite, okay? So if I have blue, and And I want that blue to become a much more neutral blue. I'm going to add orange, or in our case, red and yellow. So as you can see, color mixing, it's kind of like a game. Like, how do you make it to be what you want it to be? It still needs more blue. There we go, perfect neutral. So purple, you would add yellow. To orange, you add blue. To green, you add red. Now, next thing is, how do I make a color lighter? Okay, a light version of a color is called a tint. There are different ways to do it. Since we're using watercolor, we start with red. The more water we have, the lighter that red is going to be. So here's the original, and you can see it getting lighter, and that is a tint. But if you're using acrylic, you would want to add white. So we do have a little white here. So I'm going to pour a tiny bit of white into my thing. Because now if I do red and white, it'll probably be more pinky and more opaque. Now if I wanted that to be a light orangey pink, I could add some yellow. Ooh, I love that color. How do I make a color darker? Darker version is called a shade. Now, one easy way to make a shade is to add black. So I'm actually just gonna go right here with our red. And then I'm gonna wash my brush. And I'm going to add some black, and let's see what happens. You get a much deeper, darker, maroonish color. Take a look at my water. It's a little muddy. If I wanted to get a nice clean color now with this water, it would not happen. So it's really important that you change your water. So I will be right back. So a quick recap of what we went over in this video. The three primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. If you mix two primaries, you get a secondary color. The secondary colors are green, purple, and orange. To make a color less intense or saturated, or more neutral, add the color's complement. To make a color lighter, or create a tint of the color, add white. Or if you're using watercolor, you can add more water and use less pigment. To make a color darker, or create a shade of the color, an easy way to do this is by adding black. Remember, every color you create has a value. All right, well, I hope this video makes you feel ready to jump right in with color mixing. I can't wait to see how you apply these principles to your own works of art. Bye-bye.